Alright. I think we are good to go. I did I did turn on the world while I was away, just AFK for a couple hours to get some more of these guys, because we need a lot of them. Last time we ran out. Now I think, if I've done the math correctly, we have enough. So we are going to head back over to the power generation location and actually finish it. So that's exciting. We need a couple of belt upgrades and just to start placing the power generators, and then we'll be good to go. Making the journey. Hypertube section is almost done. At some point I need to learn how to make those, like, extreme hypertube launchers that send you flying ridiculous distances. It seems like that would be handy for getting around a bit quicker. Although really the plan is to not have to walk back and forth between locations so much. Dimensional storage making that not necessary. Still has to happen sometimes. Yep. Unauthorized hostility. Yep, I know. Just gonna ignore them. And we are almost there. Okay, so first off, I guess, real quick, I want to test. Alright, you can put a fuel power generator in a blueprint. And I suppose this will be helpful because it'll let me hook them up to the pipes easier. So I guess I will do that. And pipes. Where's the front? Front is over here. Alright, so then we just have a nice little pipe running like that. And a junction. And so this will save a little bit of time placing the generators, but every little bit counts. Alright, so that's nice, but before we actually put the generators in, we do have one more task, and that is completing these belts. Because boy howdy are they incomplete. So I need to figure out basically where these belts basically gave up. So this is 400 in, it needs to be 300 out. So this is 200 that way, 200 that way. That's obviously insufficient. So now we have this is okay, wait, maybe I'm reading this wrong. This is 400 in. This is 200 that way, 200 that way. So then these two combine. So that if this is 200, then that's 100, and that's... Oh, right, this is the small one. Yeah. So this doesn't need to be big, although it does need to be 100. So I do need to make that upgrade real quick. And so then that is 100 for the small one. And then this is 200 and 100. So that needs to be upgraded. And then this is 300, so it needs to be Mark 4s. And that needs to be Mark 4s. And that needs to be Mark 4s. Oh, not lifts. Now I need... This is a very long Mark 4. So, yeah. This is going to be another combination like that. To make all those Mark 4s. Then we go down and we make the belts coming out the bottom Mark 4s. And there. And the internal bits are already good. So those are all done. So this side is all hooked up with the fast belts. So now we have to get the other side hooked up. So we head over here and... Alright, we have to do math again. This is 400, so that's 200. Which means that this is 100, which means it needs to be Mark II all the way down, and it is. Alright. This is where I ran out last time. So that has to be Mark IV. That has to be Mark IV. All of these need to be Mark IVs. As do these. Alright, I think that is good. Now we just have to go down below and hook the outputs up as Mark IVs. And we ride the belt down. And encased industrial beams are just being moved through the dimensional storage now. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Alright, so then that is done. Still more to go. So that is done. And just this last one. And geez, let me get on a thing. There we go. That is done. And that is done. And I believe, unless I've messed up and missed a belt somewhere, which is honestly very likely, but unless that has happened, I believe the recycling system should now be running at full speed. And now we need to get the actual power. So we're going to need to let the encased industrial beams get into our inventory, which is, I believe, one a second. But in the meantime, we have all this fuel. It is coming out in batches of, what, 200, I think? And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 batches of 200 fuel. And I believe it is 10 fuel generators per batch. So we're going to need to get the pipes. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see here. There's stuff there, so I can't use that. So I guess we are just going to go this way. Zoop mode, please. Alright, and then I would also like to cover this up as much as possible. Just for neatness sake more than anything else. And this is as far back as we can cover. So that hole is there. And then we just keep on extending this platform out, hiding the horrific logistics floor from sight. Oh, and we've run out. Now we've run out of concrete, so we're gonna have to wait for that to show up as well, but this should be enough room, probably. So now we need to get the pipes going. So we can take either end. I think we will take the pipes all out through this center section. Simply because that way they'll all be neat and organized in one place. And something like that. Need it to be rotated correctly, something like that. And does that go without clipping? Yes, it does. Does that go without clipping? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to have to take this out. No, not twisty like that. I want it to be straight. And on level with that. Okay, it says it clips, but it clearly doesn't. So we're going to allow that. Yeah, so that's why, is because these two are not quite lined up. But now we have our 4 pipes. So we have this. And then I think I want to run this like a fairways. And the reason I'm doing this is because it is possible that in the future I will want to like hook up to make this turbo fuel and hook up compacted coal to make all of this better that way. And all of this stuff doesn't need to change in order to do that, but past this point will. So I'm building enough space in here that basically if I wanted to like divert these off to the side or something, and just get turbo fuel production going, I have room to do that. But for now, we have to start actually setting down the generators. So in terms of laying that out, we have our 4 pipes. I think we're just going to do like 2 rows of 10 on each side, and the center ones will go further back, and the outer ones will go right here. So let's get that set up like so. That's 1. Alright, I need a... I'm just going to put a lookout tower down so I can get a nice convenient high vantage point over this. I think it'll make it a lot easier to line everything up. If I'm up here. And give me that. 2, 3. This is going to be long. It's going to be quite the journey. These generators take up a lot of space. So I'm going to need to get on top of this. And that should be enough for that, probably. And I just need to keep on placing them. Keep on having them lined up properly. So how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this needs another 3. So let's give you the space for that. Doesn't need to go the full 10 foundations out for this. Probably. I hope that's enough. 1. 2. And no, not weird like that. Alright, and that does creep out over the edge a little bit, which I can easily fix. Like so. And yes, perfect. So this is one of 4 of these lines. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so then we are going to need to hook these pipes up internally. I'm not going to hook it up to the fuel. I'm going to hook all of them up so that they all start running simultaneously, all 4 groups. But I am going to hook the pipes up to each other and power, which can use this convenient space out back, I guess. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and give me one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. I want this to be somewhat central. Hey, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Alright. Yeah, alright. That was somewhat predictable. Alright. So much for that. Alright. Now we do another one of these lines. And give it space for the power. And otherwise have it lined up properly. Like that. Yep, that looks good to me. Alright. Where is the exact lineup? That line. Alright. I don't think it really matters, but it would be nice if they lined up perfectly. Alright, so that is 3. And we are going to need to expand out this platform, of course. Our poor concrete reserves are struggling at the moment. And back to the blueprints, back to fuel generator. Please line up. Hello? There we go. 4. 5. 6. 7. 'And bring this all the rest of the way out. Right, I actually needed that last one. Missing materials, rubber. How am I out of rubber? I should be producing plenty of rubber. Oh, it's just going to be the dimensional storage having problems again. Alright, well, that's somewhat annoying. So that's 2 more, I think. I think I've gotten these all lined up perfectly. Alright, well, we are waiting on rubber, I guess. 38, 39, 40, I guess the rubber supply is pretty close, so I can just run over there and pick some up. Which I will do once I'm finished with this line. And we do there. And we fit in one more fuel generator once we have the rubber for it. Which will be in a few seconds. So our dimensional storage fills at 60 a minute, so that's 1 per second, which is relatively quick, but obviously using 50 rubber is going to take some time. Alright, cool. Now we hook all of the pipes up. And yeah, so rubber is the bottleneck because it's a relatively small stack size that uses a relatively large amount. Like Quickwire is also using 50, but its stack size is like 500, so it wouldn't show up as a problem until much later. Alright, the pipes are hooked up. Now we run back over here and get the power poles set up, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and second pole, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring this power out, and I think the main power pole is going to be that. Alright, so now we just need more rubber, which should be just like over here somewhere. I should be able to just go over here and pick up a stack or two of rubber. Actually, how are motors going? I was sort of worried about those as well. Motors are still looking fine. And we are already halfway through. Yeah, I would say this is going quite well. Quite well indeed. We're almost done. I didn't anticipate rubber dimensional storage being a bottleneck, but I guess it makes sense. Alright, so this is the one that doesn't produce rubber. The one that does produce rubber is up over this way. And this belt runs past it. Yep, there it is. And it should be this. Yep. So I'm just going to grab a couple stacks of rubber. And that should be enough. Plus the time spent making this journey has certainly allowed some more to just naturally fill up the dimensional system. So we're going to make our way back to the fuel generators and finish off the other half. Just making a flight, and we're here. Let's get past the blueprint machine. And here we are. So now we head over to this side. Probably put up another observation tower just to get some initial height. It's only needed for like the first couple, but it is quite helpful for those. Alright, so I want this to be lined up to these ones, but just over here. So that is just lined up perfectly with the seam, and it should just be like that. Yep. Alright, cool. I don't know why I cleared the blueprint out of my build gun. That was foolish. Alright, and we have our first 3. Now we just have to expand this out, which is a zoop, and a zoop, and a zoop, and a zoop. And so we have 3 at the moment. 4. 5. 6. I fell. 7. And this needs to go out another 7. And then the last couple, we have 8, 9, 10. Alright, and next we hook up the pipes. And so these pipes are quite easy to hook up. Yeah, this would have taken much longer if I hadn't blueprinted this. And finally, we have the power poles. Alright, so we have power pole Mark II. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a new pole. Out as far as it can go. And 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we bring the power out front and into that. Alright, just one more line to go, and then we can turn this whole thing on and see if it works or not. Alright, so that is lined up there. And that is lined up there. So that is where that goes. And 1, 2, 3, and these have to go out. Just expanding this foundation. So we're at 3, and then this is 4, 5, 6, 7, and more foundations, which we might end up short on concrete. Yep, we are short on concrete. Well, we're gonna have to wait for that, which is unfortunate. The concrete stockpile is a good deal further away, and we are almost done. So there's not really much point in going back for it. I'm just gonna have to wait. So I think the next thing on the agenda is probably, based on this, going to be grabbing more Mercer Spheres and upgrading dimensional storage. Although it'll be annoying to upgrade it past 60 per minute, because then I'll have to like go to all of my factories and upgrade, because all of the belts between like the storage and the dimensional storage are all Mark 1, which means I'm going to have to go around and upgrade all of those, which is going to suck a little bit. But at any rate, fuel generator, that's 8. This is 9. And I almost ran out. And we're also out of copper sheets as well, which is going to be mildly awkward for these pipes, but it uses 2 per, and we're getting, so we just have to not place more than 2 of these a second. Alright, almost done. Alright, pipes done. Now we have power, which starts out here at the back. And power pole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, well, did I miss one? Alright, well, doesn't make a huge difference. We'll just connect it to that power pole and then finish them off, and this one will be just slightly out of whack for some reason. I don't know why that was too long for that one. It must have been just slightly differently positioned. And then that goes out there, which then hooks back up to there. And I believe that this right, well, it's not actually, nothing is actually powered yet, so it won't show. But we're just about to power it. Boom. those down and in. And these should all be running now, and I just need to hook this power pole up to any other available power pole that I can find, like that one. And the whole system should be online. Yes, capacity beforehand. Now capacity is spiking. Alright. So these manifolds are going to do manifold things, of course. And the belts, I have no idea if I've messed this up. I think I've done everything right. I think all the ratios are correct. But we shall see. There should be more than a small handful of water coming up this belt. I'm going to assume that that is also just manifolds doing manifold things. It definitely looks like it's kicking into gear. Let's follow. So this just goes directly into this manifold, and it comes from down here. Now the question is going to be, is there any place where the belts are saturated where they're not supposed to be? Like here. Is this correct? This is a Mark II belt. It looks correct. I think that's a batch of 100. So these belts aren't supposed to be literally full. They're supposed to be like 400, but I think they should be more full than this. I'm just going to assume, again, things are just taking time to get set up. Alright, it looks like the last 3 are flickering, which is unsurprising. Yeah, so power is ratcheting up, but so this is, yeah, so this is not quite full, and it is filling, I think, very slowly. Yes. Alright. So this manifold is going to take a while to do manifold things, but it will eventually stabilize, in theory, unless there is inconsistencies down the line. It's going to be really hard to tell if this is working or if buffers are just keeping it running for the time being. It's definitely being a bit spiky. Let's take a look again. Anywhere where a belt is clearly saturated is probably bad. I think none of these belts are ever meant to be fully saturated. So if I fly over and I see a belt at max capacity, something is going wrong. Like this. Here is a mistake. Alright, so this is meant to be a Mark IV belt, but the conveyor leading into it is Mark I. So that gets an upgrade, and now all of those start flying. And that looks to be another instance of the same problem over here. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Any other saturated belts or conveyor lifts? I don't see any. I don't see. Oh, there's one. There's one over there. So it looks like I just sort of messed up all of these. Alright, you, my good sir, need to be a Mark 4 lift. So it'll take a while for all of that to stabilize out. Yeah, so this is all going to be a bit cursed because there's a big backlog, so this belt is going to be saturated until that backlog clears, which shouldn't be too long. I mean, it moves very quickly. So with those fixes, alright, is this backlogging for a good reason? No, I think this isn't backlogging. I think this is just what is this, 200 or 400? I think this is just what this looks like. Like, it's 400 on a 480 belt, so it's almost completely full, but not quite. Alright, that's good. You fixed a couple problems. And it looks like, at least in the short term, until any potential manifold problems make themselves known, everything is working except these last two are at 80%. So I assume that means this isn't full. Yeah, alright. So once those start filling, then that'll also be resolved. Do I see any other yellows? Yeah, I mean, there's going to be yellows everywhere for a while because of manifold problems. Not because it's not actually working. It's just that I've just turned this on. And so backlogs are messing with things a little bit. But once those resolve themselves, I don't see, at least I've been glancing around. Is this correct? Yes, that's fine. Yeah, so that's all fine. Nothing seems to be getting stuck. Nothing seems to be getting stuck, which I'm going to assume means everything is working properly. Yeah, I think that is that. I think we are going to do some other stuff, and then come back to make sure everything is still looking normal once backlogs have cleared. So now we have somewhere in the vicinity, once this all stables out, of another... Hang on. Am I dumb, or is this math wrong? The heck? So we should be at 200. Is this math wrong? Hang on. yeah, this is only half of it. I've just realized that there's supposed to be hang on, wait, this is supposed to be making 1600 fuel, and these are only 40 generators. There's supposed to be 80. Right, because these are each half. Right, so I made a mistake. These outer sides are also have fuel that should be going through them that currently is not, which means that this whole thing is running at half capacity. Which means we get to do all of that again. Huzzah. Alright, well, I'm going to grab rubber and quick wire and concrete into my inventory. Let's see. What are all of the things that I used in this? And copper sheets, right, so I'm going to pull all these in my inventory first so that the dimensional storage is filling preemptively. And then we are going to get these other pipes into the equation and run them past here. And gosh, I hope we don't intrude on our computer production over here. Speaking of which, I could have sworn all of this was on the global grid, but now that these two are coming close together, they distinctly don't line up. Well, I wonder what that's about. But speaking of this computer thing, we can turn this on, I think, because we turned it off for power concerns, but we now have the power. So let's flick that on, and then head up to the, I think it was copper up there, and turn that on. And so that at least we can say we're also making computers. And mostly I am just like stalling for time so dimensional storage can fill, so I have the reserves to do all of that. But again, alright, so let's get up here, and then up here, and then up here. Turn that on, and the computer production is now officially in business. Yep, we can see plastic starting to show up. There's still cable in there. The copper will show up eventually. But for now, let's hop over here and see if we have enough space to get another 2 rows of these in. So actually, I have no idea what is going to happen with this only half on. Like, the splitting might... The dividing and splitting of the plastic might do weird things like this. I'm not sure. So let's see. What we have here is... just grab some more of this stuff out. Alright. Anyway, as I was saying, what we have here is half of it, and it is... this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 foundations deep. So I need this to work. Does that end up intersecting? Almost, but not quite. But it's going to be too long. Yeah. Why are the graphics so jumpy? I don't know. They shouldn't be. I'm not sure if that's something wrong with the stream, or if... Oh. Yeah, I don't know. They shouldn't be jumpy. They don't look jumpy on my end. Yeah, the graphics look normal on my end, so if they're jumpy, then I don't know. So let's get all of this out of here. Yeah, hello, welcome to the stream. I hope the graphics being jumpy isn't a problem. I hope it fixes itself somehow, because I don't know how to fix that if it is a problem. Alright, so this is going to have to go up just a bit. Hopefully, just one layer up will be good. And then hopefully this means I won't have to do another pump, which would be mildly annoying. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, does this intersect with anything? Yes, it does. So we're going to have to go another level up just to avoid intersections, so we can be above the computer factory. I didn't expect this to go quite this far, like quite so deep. I can mass dismantle this. Alright, let's go. One more ramp up. Can I go slower? I could, but like in order to I could, but that would like slow down a lot. So I don't know. I can try, I guess, but alright. Well, this is up here now, and just have some space around here by the back. And we are going to put a lookout tower in and climb up. And just start putting in the fuel generators. 2, 3. Yeah, no problem, no problem. 4. expanding out this way. So how many did I have? 4. Yep. Alright, and then we place a 5th. And 6. 7. Okay, that was horrible graphically even for me. Don't worry if don't worry if that was unpleasant. That was expected. I've lost track now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Alright, and then we have 9 and 10. Alright, that is the start of the second row. Now we hook the pipes in. So we are just hooking the pipes up. It's a bit repetitive, but sadly there's no way to automate this. Just gotta do that, and then that's that. Alright, so that is one row. Now we put the power lines in. So we have a power pole Mark II. And we go 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. And then we bring the power in there. Alright, and then we just have to do the second row of this, which we'll leave plenty of space and put it there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you. As far as how long it takes to complete the factory, this factory this is a power plant, and I've been working on it for maybe 5 hours at this point. which is pretty quick by Satisfactory standards. The game as a whole can take a very, very long time, and you just sort of never finish. You just sort of keep going past a certain point. Alright, and then we have the power poles. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. Yeah, no problem. 2, 3, and 4, and then we bring this in there. Alright, we are now 3/4 of the way done with this, but I think I saw motors were becoming a problem. Or not? Or not. There was something that we were running out of. Well, I'm just gonna assume then that we aren't running out of anything. Alright, and so then the center channel is like 4 wide, I think. Oh, it's only 3 wide. Alright. Well, that doesn't really make much of a difference. We're just gonna keep going all out. Alright, this foundation sure does require a lot of concrete. 5, 6, 7, 8, 49, 50. Alright. Well, concrete is going to be an issue, which is somewhat to be expected. But unfortunately, the fuel generators themselves also require concrete, so we won't even really have much ability to build up a reserve. We're just going to be using it as fast as we can get it. Alright, and then so the center is 3 wide. 1, 2, 3. And so then that lines up exactly there. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and more concrete problems. Alright, well, I think I am going to run back to the main base to manually grab some concrete. It's not that far. So let's just jetpack over there. Over the fields we go. All sorts of scary monsters are going to shoot at us as we run past, but they're all going to miss us because we are traveling quite quickly. Alright. So now we are back here. We can grab our concrete, which is in this box, and we don't have that much of it. I'm going to need to accelerate concrete production in the future, but that will be for later and will be quite easy. So now that we have that, we can head back. Ooh, dismantle crates. I need to get rid of those. And we're almost back. And we shouldn't have any more problems finishing this off. I hope, anyway. Alright, we are back here. And this factory, I believe we had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Alright. And now to seamlessly pick up where we left off. By dragging out some foundations. Alright. There's that, and so we're at 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. More foundations. Just a couple though. Just out to like 6. I feel like there's got to be like a way to zoop squares in instead of just lines. That seems like the sort of thing that would exist. Alright. I believe we were at 8. And this will be 9. And 10. So now we get the power pole in 1, 2, 3. Wait, this is the wrong type of power pole. Please upgrade that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and then bring the power line over. 7, 8, 9, 10. And the power is back. Now we just drag the pipes out. Just finishing this pipe. And all right. That's just one more line to go. And then I can hook all of these ones up and be done. Alright, last line. I do need to grab more jetpack fuel. So this goes there. Alright. 1. 2. 3. 4. Short on rubber again. Gosh dang it. Rubber shortage. We are so close to being done. I am going to buy some time by filling these pipes in. And by placing down the power poles. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so now I need to... I guess I can bring the pipes over from these machines as another way of buying time for rubber to restock. Alright. So it's this pipe here. And it comes around here. No, it needs to be facing the proper direction. And high up. And then we have to hop over, grab this pipe, do the same thing. And yeah, this is a bit awkward placing it. Also, I'm kind of far away, but like that. And then we need to bring these pipes in, which are going to be even more complicated because the spot high up is already being taken for other reasons. So I'm going to need a stackable pipeline here. So that can go just a bit higher up. And then loop around to like there. Does that fit? Yes, barely. And then we do the same thing where we do like 3 stackable pipelines. 1, 2, 3. And then we bring the pipe into them. And then you bring that around to there, which works more nicely on that side for some reason. And then these can fit in this space here. But they're going to have to wrap around the power pole. Which... something like that. It's going to be harder to get this one around. It can go like that, I guess. And then this one can sneak down the middle like that. And then that one can go there. Alright. And now these just need to come out the rest of the way. Let them breathe a bit more now that space is available. And alright, that is going to be close enough. And in terms of rubber, we have, I think that's enough. Yeah, so we have 4 down, it's 50 per one. And we have 300, so we have enough for another 6. Alright, so we have 4. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright. Now we just hook all of the pipes up the rest of the way. And we hope that the built-in head lift is enough to get them up the ramp. It'll be very awkward if it isn't. Alright, and then as far as wires, they're already like halfway done. So yeah, this one is going to be a little bit funky because I did half of it in the reverse order. But the important part is we get all of these hooked up, which we have done. Alright, so that's all that hooked up. Now we just need to hook these into each other and then into the power grid. So I guess these front ones can just link up and then attach to that. And did I just see that a machine with a power spot available? No. It was just flickering for some other reason. Alright, well, now we just bring the pipes up, and it's really not that high. They should be able to make it. Yep, it looks good. Alright, and then this attaches there. This attaches there. And for real this time, the fuel power factory is all hooked up. So it's again going to take a little while for the fuel to go down the pipes properly. And it looks like we might still be having some problems in that respect on the original ones. Yeah, I mean, this is 42%. This one is 51%. This one is 95%, but not really building up much of a buffer. This one is 100%, but not filled properly. Alright. Well, that's a bit worrying. Let's check the pipes, actually. Flow rate is only 80 something? It should be like 200. Your flow rate is 170 something. Your flow rate is 70. What is going on? Is that materializing? Yes, it looks like it is. What is going on here? Are these machines not producing? Yeah, packaged fuel is not showing up fast enough to this machine. And really nowhere close. And it's not even like near the end of the manifold. Even this one is the first one in this manifold, and it's only at 65%. Okay, what on earth does that mean? Well, I guess we're going to have to trace this back. So these aren't working because they're not getting enough packaged fuel. So this packaged fuel line is 100%, 27%, 2%, 0% down the rest of the way. Heavy oil residue is not showing up. Why then would these heavy oil pipes be empty? Alright, so this heavy oil comes over this way. What are you doing here? You are uncomfortably close to the factory. Let me get rid of that. Alright, wait. Now there is heavy oil coming through. Is it intermittent? Is it... How much heavy oil? Not much. So, is the heavy oil production backlogged for some reason? And we run back through here. So this pipe should be like 200. Instead, sometimes it's as low as 0. But those pipes are full. Crude oil, 0%. Crude oil, 0%. 0%. This one is getting crude oil, though. So this one has 0% crude oil. This one right next to it has 100% crude oil. How? Is there a pipe bug? There must be a pipe bug. Alright, so this pipe is getting filled. What if I take all that apart? And replace that pipe. And now it's working. Now crude oil is showing up. And so there was just a pipe there that wasn't a real pipe. And that is the source of all those problems. Now I need to go check if that has happened anywhere else. Like, for example, on this secondary line, which I built basically the same way. all of these receiving crude oil. Including every random one in the middle. Looks like it. Alright, so that's one problem resolved. So theoretically that should resolve the heavy oil shortage. And that will, I guess, take some time to build up. But yes, we are getting significant backlogs. These are back up to 90% and should be hitting 100% just once the numbers calculate and update. And let's see here. I see some yellow over there. Why are you two yellow? Why are you guys yellow? Output problems. Why are there output problems? So you're yellow because you have 47, 48 heavy oil residue in the pipe. And this pipe is all filled up and nothing. Flow rate 0? Why flow rate 0? Why not flow rate 200-ish? Alright. And your flow rate 0 as well. Your flow rate 300. And you're crashing and you're flipping back and forth. But it looks like it's staying low. Why? Is there a different backlog on this line? Is the water packages not making it to the end? That could be a problem. Yes, so here we have a packaged water shortage. Why is that happening? I mean, it is just down at the end of the manifold, but it looks like the shortage is goes pretty far up. Like, these ones near the start of the manifold should be getting a huge amount that's overfilling them. Alright, investigation time. Why are you so small? You're looking better now, though. It might be that getting the heavy oil residue running again fixed it. Well, I did solve that heavy oil residue problem. I'm going to just check. We're floating around 16K production. We should be at like 23-ish thousand. Alright, are there any other significant problems? Troubleshooting. What fun. Yeah, I mean, all of these are currently short. Probably a lot of just downstream consequences of that heavy oil residue problem. But it's hard to tell for certain. It is very hard to tell for certain. So this is getting all of the water it needs. This one is getting some, but probably not enough. Let's see. Yeah. There's a shortage down here. So let's see if we can troubleshoot that. Is there a problem with how I've split things here? Why are you so clogged? Is it just because this one is running at 100%? Or is there a backlog somewhere? So, let's see here. So this is all running at basically 400, which it should be, right? No, wait, actually, hang on. This other one is now also getting a huge amount. Yeah, it's very hard to say. It's very hard to say, but this one seems to... Is there production problems here? This is at 45%. What if I just give it some empty canisters? What if I just throw some additional empty canisters in this one in particular, since I've noticed that it is having problems? It could be that I just haven't thrown enough empty canisters in all of these yet, and that is the problem. So then, if that is the problem, how about this one? Is this one seeing a heavy canister shortage? Yes. And we feed more in. And why is that one idle? Why would you have been idle there? I think probably just not realizing you have enough. Alright, well, there are now several hundred more heavy canisters in circulation there. And this one could use like a couple, I guess. I don't know, it's very, very hard to tell what is a legitimate problem and what is just like backlogs being funky and not having filled up all the way quite yet. Is this meant to be slow? Looks like it. Is this meant to be... Alright, I think the empty canisters look quite numerous now. So I think they might be sufficient to resolve some of those problems, hopefully. Because we need enough empty canisters to actually physically fill the manifolds of both fuel and what's it called? Both fuel and empty canisters and water. So I think the problem is just that there isn't enough in circulation. I can throw you in, I guess. So yeah, let's just fill up anything that looks close to empty, and hopefully that resolves the problem. Is this one getting enough? Yes, it is at 87%, and that's just because of output stuff. This one could use a bit of a boost, it looks like. Alright, well, that was a whole lot of troubleshooting. so let's see if we can trace back any more problems. So this one is so these ones look like they're having shortages. Actually, really everything looks quite normal. But let's trace it back. So this one isn't getting the full capacity. So we move along this pipe. And these ones should all be producing. This is at 30%, but yeah, it's at 30% and not getting better. This one is at 50%. All right, I need to grab more empty canisters and packaged fuel. Because like these there need to be enough empty canisters to fill all of the buffers in all of these locations, and I think there just aren't enough in circulation at the moment. So that one is full. This one can use some more empty canisters. It's so hard to tell. I feel like I drastically underestimated the number of empty canisters needed to get this place running. I even threw some extra in, like yesterday off camera, but even then. Alright, so now that I look at this all looks pretty green. No, there's a bit of a yellow flash there, but it was short. So that one looks like it's in trouble. Let's run over here and throw some more in. And we are going to, this was yellow for a bit. Why are you yellow? Just more packaging problems. Alright. Oh boy, there sure are a lot of packaging problems. Yeah, it looks like we're short on packaged water as well, which is just going to need to filter in from the canister stuff that I've been doing. I don't have a dimensional storage supply of packaged water, so there isn't actually anything I can directly do about that. Although I can put some just packaged fuel in there. So every time I do something like that, I am increasing the supply of plastic canisters in the overall system, and hopefully eventually, pretty soon, there will be enough. That one is still flashing yellow every so often, which does make sense. It is the last 100% one in the line. This one's a third power, so it's going to be getting it easily. Still, though, this is at 63%. We're going to throw more packaged fuel in there. Alright, here we have another one. So this one is also short. And we will fill that up with some empty canisters. And some packaged fuel as well. It looks like we're getting close though. I mean, only the end one is flickering, and even then it's at like 60%. Okay. I think we're about to say we're done here. For today, at least. We're gonna go do something else. And then come back to see if this is stabilized into anything normal. Actually, let me check the power output at the moment. It is up to like 2022-ish. So that is good. Alright, well, yeah, let's do something else. What are we gonna do? Let's go hard drive hunting. That should be fun. And by hunting, I mean finding them with the interactive map. So, interactive map. And let's see, let's just find an autosave from a few minutes ago, put that into the map. And map options, reveal all map. Alright, hard drive hunting we go. There is one just southeast of here. Like weirdly close, honestly. And it also has no requirements. Hey, hello! How are you doing? Good. I have just finished a giant power generator thing, which I think is mostly working. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, now we are going hard drive hunting. You can never have too many of those. Ooh, and I see a Mercer sphere. You can also never have too many of those. How's the stream going? The stream is going well. I've made good progress. Alright. Alright. A new streamer? I am relatively new. Like maybe a month or... I think more than a month, but not much more.
You understand.
The tapestry unraveled, revealed its texture. Your veins weave familiar patterns. Your vessels grow organs and eyes and mouths, and ripples lap against our windows.
We need to sneak up on
Was it
these
intentional?
hatchers.
All that is shallow shall sing our deep song, and when the windows break the void shall be a metal grave.
And hop over here. And cool. Mercer sphere acquired. Don't mind, can you suggest something? And I'm not really taking suggestions at the moment. I'm just sort of doing my thing. Alright, where is this? Oh, I way overshot it. It is now southwest of me. Alright, the hard drive location should be over here. Oh, and there's also a summer sloop. This place is loaded. Yeah, just you know, just to say this, there are a lot of people who come into my stream and ask for my Discord, try to sell me stuff, and I pretty much always end up blocking them. So if you could save me the hassle and just not do that, that would be great. Alright, it's even further south? Yeah, pretty far southwest. Alright, let's head over here. And man, I was close to this thing without seeing it, wasn't I? Yep, it is this way. And it should be like right here, yep. Here it is. And hard drive acquired. Ooh, crystal oscillators. Don't mind if I do. And heavy modular frames. That's lovely. Don't need motors. Ooh, aluminum casings. Alright. And let's just set this researching. And now we track down another one, which is just due east of here. And it should be like probably up here on this thing, maybe. Ooh, I think I should pick up a power slug or two. I think I was running low on shards recently-ish. Ooh, and there's a Mercer sphere, which I will make sure to grab. Alright, sneak up on this hatcher. Give it the old wax. Alright. Oh, there's another one. Gotta go. Bye. Alright. And then somewhere... Okay, it should be just at the base of this giant pillar, it looks like. Don't see it. Oh, I see it. And we're dropping in on it. And... jetpack. Alright, there is a guy here. Alright, cool. And another hard drive acquired. And you have some interesting stuff for me. Have that. We have some heavy modular frames. Rubber, not needed. Let's see, all of this is just decorative wreckage. Alright, cool, that's that. And there are another 2 up on that plateau, looks like. Ooh, a Mercer sphere. Let me grab that. Oh, why have you all spawned in at that moment instead of at any point when I was further away? This is quite dangerous. Alright, I'm gonna hide behind this rock. Alright. I need to get distance. Gosh, there really are just 2 of them, huh? I can't. Alright. I just need to be able to land these trick shots while I'm moving. Alright, we got one. We just gotta get its friend. Alright. And then there's number 3, who fortunately didn't join the fight when there were the other two. Or that would have been a lot dicier. And somehow I just can't seem to hit him. Ooh. Alright, just a couple more shots, I think. Yep, that was the last one. And the sphere is ours. And grab. Alright, now I need to get northwest-ish of this. This is where the other two crash sites are. Oh, there's one down here at the base. Oh. I really hope that this one down here is the only one, and that there isn't another one. Alright, I can use this ledge as cover, and just do this. Alright, I got him. Now, is this the one that requires power? No. Alright, cool. Got that. How much power does the other one require? Only 70. That's easy. And it's gonna be way up there, isn't it? At the top. Well, let's get flying. Just keep spiraling up this thing. And up we go. And up we go. Ooh, slug, don't mind me. Just gonna pick you up. Alright. And now we just need to... Alright, well that didn't work. We're gonna need to find a... Uh-oh. Whoops. I thought I could make it up there, and it turns out that that was a lot higher than it looked. So we're gonna have to run back there. So we're just gonna take a quick journey. And let's see, I would like to keep elevation if at all possible. You know, at times like this, I wish I had bothered to ever, like, get the parachute unlocked. But I didn't, so I have no parachute. Alright. You can go very, very far horizontally if you just time your pulses properly. And I think that wasn't even optimal, but it was good enough. Let's try to get a bit more height here. Alright. And it is really quite far away. Okay. Just keeping on traveling. I've grabbed this one already. Right? Yes. Alright, let's make it over here. To this little ledge over here. We can land on that to recover fuel. Okay. Right, there are hatchers there, so we're going to move on really quickly. Yeah, just... You have to stop every so often, but you can't stop too much. Alright, I see it. It's right there. Oh. That's one of those. Yep. Alright, well... maybe if I can lure him into a foolish charge, or maybe if he's just going to stand there and not react to me shooting him. Alright, so if I can do this, then he'll die. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that much health. He cannot tank this forever. Uh-oh. He found me. Alright. I need to land to recover. Alright. Where? Is he dead? He looks dead. Alright. I need to grab more rebar. And this is awkward because he's radioactive, so I'm going to have to scan this place for valuable stuff pretty quick. And try not to get too close. Alright, the MAM has finished, so I'll place down a new MAM. Get another hard drive scanning. And what did I get? Molded beam or recycled plastic. That's pretty fine, I think. I think I have seen it used. Alright, well, let's eat some food. And the thing needed 70. I have fuel probably. So I can just set this up. Throw in just some packaged turbo fuel. Hello? Oh, right. Right, of course. Alright, nope, we're doing biomass burners. I do not want to mess with packagers. And it was 70 on the map, it says, so I need 3 of them. But I won't need them for very long. So we just throw a couple of those guys in. And we hook them up to the power line. And we hook the power line up to the thing. And then we sprint in. And we grab it. And then we also grab the heat sinks. And then we leave. Alright. Well, that was fun. Nothing like stealing a hard drive from a radioactive hog. Alright, if we keep going this way, we're gonna run into some stuff that we can't do. If we head south, there's just more power ones. So that seems fine. Let's do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this place is dangerous. But there is a Mercer sphere. And radiation. Alright, well, I am going to snipe these hatchers. Grab the Mercer sphere from here. So once these hatchers are gone, I'll be able to sprint in, tank the radiation, and then grab the Mercer sphere. Alright, those are the 2 hatchers. Any other obvious threats around the sphere? There are lots of poison flowers, but I'm going to be quick enough anyway. No, not leaves. Give me Mercer sphere, thank you.
Hello, world.
How nostalgic.
Alright.
In the beginning, there were the words, and the words made the world.
I see you have been doing research. I must say you make for interesting conversation.
Let's move. Try to get past the stupid
Singing
radiation.
together. Communication.
Our tunes only plug at the strings of the tapestry.
Are you saying this is only the beginning?
In the beginning, there were the words, and the words made the world. The words turned into song over the
Alright.
windows. The song played with instruments.
These hard drives should be this way.
A tapestry of temples and shrines, bodies and bones. Orchestral harmony.
Oop,
Us,
spotted.
we, ours.
But I think the other one is, yeah, it's going to be up on the ledge, so I'll grab the higher one up first. Oh, poison. Poison. Get through it, get through it. Alright. This. And I missed. Alright. So we got rid of that poison tower, which means we can land here safely. And set down the biomass burner. Hook it up. Throw in some leaves. And bada bing, bada boom. We have another hard drive. So is there anything around here that is interesting? Modular frame, screws. No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, now we head down here and ooh boy. Alright, so there is alright, a couple of creatures here. No. Gun, please. Thank you. Ooh. That was a fantastic juke right there. What? How did that kill me? I wasn't even that... Like, okay, I was low. I didn't think I was one shot low. Alright, well... That's a bit unexpected, but... We got a couple hard drives out of that. Do I want to head all the way back out there? Not really. I am just gonna, I guess, probably grab some more biofuel, if I can find it anywhere. No, alright, well, if there's none just lying around, I'm not gonna make any. But, alright, so the next task on the agenda is heavy modular frame production. Yippee! We need that for Mark II pipelines and the Blueprint Designer Mark II, and I assume we need them for what are these even called? Engine? Modular. Let's see, modular engines need motors, rubber, and smart things. Yeah, so ACUs require heavy modular frames, which means I do need to have like 100 of them. So I am going to set up a heavy modular frame factory, which, let me just check on Satisfactory tools. I had this set up. Yeah, so I need like 300 iron ore. Let me bring these, just the basics of the notes in. We need water, we need 330 iron ore, we need 22.5 coal, we're going to round that up to 30, and we need 144 limestone, at least for the recipe I've decided to use. And this should be pretty easy to get all of these things. And it will result in 4 heavy modular frames a minute, which should be more than enough. So for the iron, we have iron patches right here. Look at that. Don't mind it. Can I actually, are these stuck, like, clipping wise? That one is allowed, that one is not. So yeah, let's put a minor Mark II on this iron ore patch and see what we get. 240 just naturally, and I can easily overcharge it. So that'll be that. And the limestone, I believe, was going to come from this thing over here. Where is it? There. And that can produce a silly amount, but I don't need it to produce a silly amount. I need it to produce 144. So just the base production is perfectly sufficient. And that's loaded up onto a train, which is fine because I am going to be using trains for this. So, and then the coal, which we need hardly any of, we only need like 30-ish, is gonna come from like all the way over here. Ooh, the MAM is done. Let me get another one of those going and see if this gives me anything that will cause me to rapidly rethink my schemes. No, it does not. Alright. So yeah, that is that. And let's see, here's this. Wait, no, that's the wrong button. Scan for coal. Is there really none closer than that one that I was setting up over there? Because I only need 30 of it. Alright, there is actually just a spare coal patch there. And as far as limestone, is there also limestone over there? Yes, but I'm using it. Okay, well, coal is going to be the easiest thing to transport by belt. So I think this whole train situation here is just going to overcomplicate it, and I think it's going to be easier to just belt the coal in. I mean, I have 2 belts heading from over there to over here anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to be easiest to just belt the coal in, and we do need to set up by the water, so that is just something to take note of. Somewhere in this bay, I guess, will be fine. Yeah, let's do that. And this bay is actually where the coal is, which means I need to belt in the limestone and the iron. I mean, we have coal on a train over here somewhere. I think we are going to mess around with trains at some point. It may as well be now. So let's head over there. And I think I don't actually have a very good way of getting to and from that train station. Obviously, once I get this route set up, I will. But for now, I think that this hypertube significantly overshoots it. Not significantly. Alright, let's take the hypertube, which is around in here, I think? Yes. So this will overshoot it a little bit, but we will be there. And then we can start bringing the train tracks over to our new location. And along the way, I guess we can stop by the limestone to put that on the train as well. And then, I guess, bring the iron on the train as well. Oh, that... I should think about this more. So, the iron is the largest single object. As far as the trains go, I think I'm gonna plan on one train per type of item. So I'll have a coal train, a limestone train, and an iron train. Alright, so we are up here now, and this is the distant one where this is the stop the coal comes from, and I only need a tiny amount, so it'll be fine with this. And it also technically has sulfur on it, which I'm not intending to use. Alright, so now we go here, and we go to our train setup, and we say, instead of just looping around, how about you also foundations build model zoop, please. How about you also, this needs to be a better curve, so this can then split off to go this way instead of looping back that way. And now we just have to bring this all the way over there. While I'm here, I'll scan for iron in the vicinity. Is there any iron over here? A deafening silence. But yes, there is iron down there. Pretty reasonable patch as well. What about limestone? Yes, there's lots of limestone. So actually, there's no need to bring it all the way back over there. We can do all of this relatively local in this area down there. So we need this to then loop around south. And just keep going that way. Wait, water. Oh yeah, there's water here. So I guess that means this is going to be the main location, because there's water here. All right, in that case, so I guess this is going to be another big loop track thing. The iron, if I recall, was down there, and the sulfur was somewhere in between. Yes, so that's the iron patch I'm going to use, and the limestone patch. Actually, let me put a sticker there and a sticker there. I don't know if those stickers stuck, but we're going to just continue this along. So the limestone is really, really close. Alright, we don't actually want to ram this headlong into a pillar. Let's scan for limestone. It should be just down there. Yes, I see it. Alright, cool. So now we sneak up on this hatcher and get rid of it for being too close. Alright, we need you to go out a bit and then continue on that way. Wait, actually, if the limestone is there, yeah, okay, this makes sense. So you curve a bit and then curve a bit back. Oh, don't fall off the pillar. And you go a bit further. And then curve a bit that way. Alright, and now we are basically on top of the limestone. So we can build out a quick platform for trains to stop at. Something like this. I'm going to delete that because I'm going to be placing a train station, which can go there. Alright, so then that hooks in. The MAM analysis is done. Let me get another one started. And turbo heavy fuel and compacted steel ingot. Don't really care about either of those. Alright, so now we have this. So the train is going to come down, I guess, so this station is going to be the one where stuff is taken out. And the water will be down there. So it'll deposit all of its stuff there, and it'll come along here, enter this station, and I just realized I need to actually put the freight platforms on. Okay, actually, this might be easier to build it this way, just because of reasons. So we're going to have to make some changes to the other side, but nothing significant, just changing which direction it goes. So yeah, the train is going to come out of here. It is going to get a couple freight platforms. Probably 2 is enough. No, wait, actually, I think I know how I'm going to do this to make this simpler and not require a massive amount of different train stations. Alright, I've tried to blow up that tree and failed. I'm going to have to get an angle on it like there. Alright, so this process has 3 raw ingredients: limestone, coal, and iron. So if I have trains with 3 carriages on them, then they can use one of those carriages and I can get all of the resources out of the same train station. Alright, yeah, so the track just ends here. Obviously it's going to need to continue some. And this is going to be the on ramp. So the train is going to leave out this way, get into that, and then come back around and on to here. Alright, does that make sense? Not really. Oh well. Train stuff is confusing, and train stuff that you've only halfway thought out is even more confusing. So we are going to get this going around that way. And we also need to fit the iron ore in. The iron ore is back this way. Alright, so actually, changed my mind again. We don't have that. We have the track head along this way. And likewise, stick out a little for nice, convenient railway building. So over here, we have the iron ore is down there. So now we bring this down that way. And why is it... Alright. It's kind of a messed up train line, but whatever. So we just have to get this close enough to the iron ore for convenience. And I guess we bring it over there. Now we grab this. And we bring it with us as far as it will go. And then curve it over here. This train line is somewhat cursed. Alright, but then here we are on top of the iron, so we just build out a nice little platform. Something like that. And we have the train station with 1, 2, 3. And then we get rid of this bit. And we hook it into the train station. So now the train will leave from here, get to the main spot over there. So now we just need to get from over there to here. So we have to curve this around like that. You know, I kind of feel like maybe I should be sleeping on this a little more and just spending time trying to figure out like how exactly to make this work, but it'll be fine. I generally know what I'm doing with trains. And then that goes that way. And this is somewhat horrifically curvy. So it'll certainly be an entertaining train ride. Oh god, make it stop. Alright, we're gonna do that curve, which is much gentler, and therefore this can be straight the rest of the way. And we might need to unlock train signals for this. In fact, we're almost certainly going to need to unlock train signals for this. but I think we can manage without for now. Alright, I didn't quite get that perfectly straight. Alright, so now we need to start intentionally curving to get back over this way. And we go something like not weirdly on the edge, just intentionally. Alright, that is a bit too sharp. Let's give that some space to curve around the other way. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is not my finest work in terms of designing train tracks that make any sense at all to look at. But why would you curve around like that? Don't do that. Come along this way. I guess that's fine. So now we just need this to curve in and attach to... God, this is a mess. Alright, so this is the train coming to the iron supply back there from this, which means that this branch off here needs to connect to there, which doesn't quite manage, but should be possible. I think I just clicked wrong. Take that, attach it there. Oop, the MAM is done. Gotta do another one of those. Pure copper or +6 inventory slot. That's a pretty good one. And let's put that one in. Alright, so now the train leaves the sulfur source and it heads off to that and picks up the iron and the... yes, it picks up the iron and the limestone, and then it comes back here, which I guess will loop... oh, this is absolute pandemonium of a railway. This is madness. But we take this, we loop it around that way. No, not quite, I guess. Why would you set up diagonally like that? Like as a default, why would you do that? Foundation. Alright. So then that curves around like this. And straightens out like that. Didn't really straighten out much at all. And there's an actual terrain over here, so we need to be careful not to run into that. Alright, so then this goes a bit like there. And we need to start curving over that way. But that is too sharp. So let's try it like that. Alright. And then yeah, this is going to need to change a bit for a couple of reasons. So you can get more space back there, and surface too uneven. Why? What is uneven about the surface? It should be fine, I guess. Oh, I guess it's this little gap here that's causing it to throw a fit. Yep. Alright, so that is that. And then this has to... What am I doing? This is a bit of a nightmare. Alright, so that needs to not curve like that. It needs to just be like over there to begin with. Yes, like that. And then this can go like that. And then from there, hook into the station. And then this is still too sharp. Alright. But it should be possible. Yes. Alright. I think this might work. So to recap, we have a train from the coal station back there that just makes this short loop. Then we have a train then we have two trains, one for iron, one for limestone, that go around that way, make the longer loop, but eventually do come back in here and use this station. Alright, and I'm almost certain we're going to have 100,000 collisions if we don't have train signals to mediate this weird loop inside of a loop. So let's just head back. What even is the fastest way back? Probably just directly. I could backtrack to the... the hypertube, but I don't think hypertube is even that much faster than jetpacking. So that doesn't seem worth it. But yeah, we now have the skeleton of a train station, of a train system, and we just need to make it less awful. Well, we need to add signals in so that it functions and doesn't have collisions. And then we need to actually just start hooking stuff up. The coal is hooked up. The iron and limestone are not. So we'll need to do that. Making our way back to the hub. So yeah, here is the hypertube from the steel spot to the hub. And down we go. All right. We are making our way over. So once we're over here, we can unlock the train signal technology, which might require us to grab like copper sheets and stuff out of the dimensional storage. Alright, weird flickering skybox. Please stop. So yeah, let's unlock some train signals, which I should have done ages ago. Yeah, copper sheets, steel pipes, and computers. Blunk, 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 blunk. And now we have to grab more copper sheets, which are right here. I believe that is this box, yes. 2, 3, 4. Alright, and just like that, railway signaling unlocked.
Milestone reached. Train signals placed on train rails can control and improve train behavior. This helps to avoid events where multiple trains attempt to occupy the same physical location.
Yep.
For information related to earlier train events, please refer to your employee non-disclosure agreement.
So now we head back and we set up the train stuff. And then get started on a heavy modular frame factory. That'll be fun. Alright, I think taking the hypertube might be faster, at least for now. Although now that the train network has expanded significantly southward, that might not be true anymore. So yeah, we're just taking a hypertube to a location so that we can turn around and head like half the way back. And set up some railway signals. Alright, we are here. Now we have to get up. And I believe it is west. Right? West? No, east. The opposite of west, obviously. West would be into the ocean. Alright. There it is. Now it is train signaling time. So that goes to 7, that goes to 8. And now we get to do the fun part of remembering how on Earth train signals work. Up we go. Alright. Here we are. Is this backwards? Hang on. Which thing is this? Oh, this is the limestone stop, I believe. Is there limestone around here? Yes, down there. Alright, so this is the limestone stop. Let us put some signals on this. I should probably not do it like this. Like, I really should have these branch off. Alright, so we'll have a signal there so that basically the trains can pass each other, but I am just not going to bother. We're just going to do it without that. So then that is another, that can be a block. And just got to keep on placing some blocks. No, not that way. Not that way. So fortunately this isn't as complicated as the train stuff I did in my previous game. So just like normal blocks ought to do, I think. Alright, and then we have this intersection here. Which... oh, I think I remember it being a block signal. And then we have a block signal there. Yes. And then we head over here, and this needs a path signal, I think. And another block signal this way. And another block signal this way. Alright, I think that is probably sufficient. I'm going to put one more there just for fun. Just to say that I did. So we have this intersection where they branch out, and that's set up. We have this intersection where they merge in, and that is set up probably. So now I just need to configure this because I have changed what it does again. I'm so sorry, Sulfur Station. You are getting bullied here. This is no longer a station for sulfur. So you need to get all the sulfur out, basically. Which we'll need a sink for. And we are back to normal stuff. So we're definitely going to need a super fast belt. And power access to the sink. So that should drain all the sulfur out. And this is the coal input. Alright, so train is set to unload coal here. Unload what will be iron here. And unload what will be limestone here. Alright, well, this is going to take a while. A couple minutes at least. So in the meantime, we need to get this set up for its actual purpose, which is heavy modular frame production. Although actually, before we do that, let's just get the coal coming again. Open train menu. Turn on self-driving. Right, well, we're going, I guess. This is a very silly, small train track, but it does its job of, now we have a train for coal, which is fine like this for the moment. So this is still a perfectly good coal input. And this is all fine. This is Mark III. I think this is like 120 coal, which is more than enough for what we're doing now. Alright. And then this train heads off. And it's going to head towards what was previously called the sulfur source, but which I'm going to rename to the heavy modular frame factory. Oh, why did I ping there? I hit V instead of C. So instead of crouching, I pinged. Hey, look, there's limestone around. What a surprise. Alright, so I need to rename this to the HMF factory. Alright. The rename has been completed. So now, well, we need to disconnect the box from this silly little compacted coal setup that I have, which I'm going to tear down. Let's just get rid of all that. And all of that. Dismantle filter. Alright, so now I can apparently not do what I want to do. Well, it's mostly gone. Now my inventory is going to be way more cluttered with random coal and compacted coal, which we'll have to fix. Alright, wait. That... Right, so that got disconnected somehow when I was mass dismantling. I didn't mean it. Please continue to be a train line. Alright, well, we've opened up this location at least. Gotten rid of that. So now we need to get rid of all the rest of this sulfur. And make sure not to completely fill my inventory and leave dismantle crates lying around. Just get all of that out. Alright. The sulfur is now basically done, except for this box and the stuff that is still emptying from here. So we are going to need more output buffers there for these other two things. And I guess the next thing to do while that is still emptying is to head over here and set up so that these are actually producing iron ore and limestone, and actually sending them over. So here we have this guy. This is limestone source. Alright. And we have limestone down there. Just need a miner mark 2 to get it. Invalid placement. Oh, there's a stupid little rock on top. Alright, let's get rid of this stupid little rock. Alright. That's done. Now we have the miner. And we need to get a buffer So we need a storage container there. And a conveyor lift that goes down. And further down, and then that goes in there. And this all is going to need to be really quick, I think. Because I need... well, I don't need that much limestone, but I need a fair amount. Alright. And then we just hook that up, bring that up. And just like that, limestone. So trains are set to load here. And that is correct. And you are officially producing limestone. How much? So you are making 240 a minute, and I need 144 a minute. So that works out perfectly. There's a good solid buffer there. So that is filled with limestone. And now this train, open train menu, limestone train, edit timetable, limestone source, HMF factory, save changes, turn on self-driving. And that should be that. And finally, the iron, which we need the most of. I've pretty much already resigned myself to the fact that I'm going to have to probably tear significant portions of this down and rebuild it at some later point. So this is iron source, and we need to actually source the iron. We need more foundations out this way, which I'm getting. Alright, cool. So we have that. Let's have another row of them. And then this is the third one, which means we're going to use this. And we need 330 iron. Fortunately, that should be easy with this stuff. So I'm going to stick a ladder down just to make it easier to tell. So I'm not entirely sure whether my jetpack fuel would be enough to get me all the way up there. In fact, it probably wouldn't. And then I'd be stuck down here, and that would suck. Alright, there's a guy here. Alright. Cool. So now we get this off. I wonder if I can blow it up with an obelisk. I should try that. I need another portable miner. So let's make a couple of those so that we don't run out again for a while. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is probably good enough. Alright. And miner mark 2. Alright, that's 120 per minute. So let's try blowing all of these up. Nope, doesn't work, apparently. I feel like it should. Alright, so that'll be 2. And this will be 360. Which should be enough. Assuming the... Well, yeah, it should be enough. It should easily be enough. Alright, so now we just have to get rid of the equipment workshop. Stick down a merger. And merge all of these guys in. And hook them all up to a power pole. Alright, so now I grab the power connection and I bring it up. Please don't be too long. Alright, yep, so I grab the power connection, I bring it up, I hook it in there, and then I have a super fast belt. Head over the edge and down. Which this will also obviously need to be super fast. And that's still too steep, so we'll just have another lift even further down. And that is that. We now have iron, 360 iron a minute into here, and I should probably put like a signal in this entire region of everything, just like have some signals so that they know that this stop is a different thing. And then we set down a train. We give it 1, 2, 3 cars. We hop in. We say iron source, HMF factory, save changes, turn on self-driving. And hopefully that'll work. Well, I guess the next thing to do will be to... First of all, there haven't been any train collisions, so that's encouraging. And now, I think, as long as everything is set to unload over at the HMF factory, we should theoretically have our three inputs all set up and ready to go. Let's see, I'm gonna make bypasses around these stations eventually. But for now we are just gonna chill. And say that it's fine if this is a little bit cursed. Alright, so this is the coal. That's the limestone, which is currently being thrown into the void. So yeah, we don't need to throw limestone into the void. We do need to throw all this sulfur in. So that box can go once it's emptied out. And other than that, we set down that container there. And we give it a quick belt in. And I think we've just had iron dropped off. Yep. So we now have all the ingredients here for our HMF factory, all brought in on this very, very stupid train configuration. I don't know what to call this, but it apparently works. And wait, is that limestone literally right there? Is that literally just limestone? Literally within a 10 seconds walk of the factory? Yes, and it is pure as well. Alright, well that's interesting. We're just going to pretend I didn't notice that. But, let's see. We have the resources coming in, and this is going to be a bit of a thing. Alright, yeah, there's this. This is a complicated recipe that Satisfactory Tools has cooked up. There are like a bunch of different nodes. So yeah, that's fun. I think we're gonna call it there for today. We've made good progress. We have finished our power generation. Actually, let's take a look. It's fluctuating around 20,000. All right, we're gonna have to take a look into the power generation and fix all of the bugs with it. We can do that next time, though. So yeah, next time we'll do that, and we'll come back and we will finish this HMF factory, or really get started with it. And that is Friday now, so that'll be Tuesday. So yeah, see you guys then.